Okay, hello everybody. How we doing? Um, Here we are, exactly where we left off last night. And as I discussed, what I'm going to be doing today is putting in a lovely main menu. And then once I finish the main menu, I will proceed to doing some kind of a pause menu. And then after that, we're actually going to look at saving and loading. So, not sure how much of that will all get done today, but let's make a start with that main menu, and I will come back to you. Okay, welcome back. It's been a few hours. Yeah, the main menu was actually very simple. It probably only took about 10 or 15 minutes. But then I wanted to test how the mouse capture, mouse locking would work, because obviously when you're on the main menu, you need to be able to use that mouse and see that mouse regardless of where you're clicking. Um, and when you're in the game, after you click new game, the mouse should be disappeared, locked to the center of the screen, and we should be able to use the mouse to look around, obviously. Um, and for some reason, I just thought that it wouldn't really uh, reflect properly in the editor. So I wanted to actually build the game, and I see now that it's not really called build, it's called package. So I had to package the game for the first time, and I was a little scared because I thought, maybe this is the part where my computer just can't handle it. And a little bit yes, a little bit no. So it took quite a long time, but I was able to package it. And it only took a really long time the very first time. So I could package it now, and it'll only take, let's just see how long it'll take. It won't take too long. Package project. To the build. And let's have a look at the output. And because I packaged it once already, it should go reasonably quickly. But I did notice a problem, and that is that there are some shadows, and the performance is dropping significantly. So the performance inside the editor, totally fine, I'm very happy with. But the performance of the executable file, as you'll see, is terribly slow. Actually, I'm not sure if you will see, because I did try using OBS before and capture some gameplay footage, and I'm not sure if it'll come up. But otherwise, I can show you what's going on in the editor. So we'll do that quickly, and if it doesn't display for you guys, that's fine, because I'm going to do it again inside the editor. But I also want to show you those really gross shadows that are not in the editor, but are in the executable. So I'm going to have to look into what's causing that, but I'm happy to say that the mouse capture is all great, and going from the main menu to the game is all great. So as we can see, it's done. It didn't take too long at all, and here it is. And we still get the warning that we get whenever we run the editor, so I think that's quite funny. But it's alright. So the mouse moves around, and I can click over here as many times as I want, and it doesn't disappear. And yeah, it's really ugly, but the main thing right now is to focus on functionality. So very quickly, we can quit, and that works properly. And then I'll show you how it looks with the ugly version. I hope you can see this, by the way. I'm not sure if you will. If you can't, I might just cut this section out, but that's fine. So new game, and now the cursor has disappeared, and we can look around, but it is lagging. And look, the tree and all the walls, they're all black with what I presume to be shadow. However, the ground is not a problem. So I need to figure out what's causing these shadows, or how to just switch all these shadows off. And hopefully that will help with the performance. I need to just optimize, I believe, is the correct word. And right now there's no pause menu, so there's no way to actually exit the game. I just have to do that. Anyway, if it didn't work and we couldn't see that, I'm going to run it all over again now inside the editor, just to show you what's going on. So here we are with the new game, and we can click anywhere and it all works. Not quitting, just quits us out, and we go new game and new game. And yes, the cursor is locked, and we don't have all those shadows, and the performance is reasonable. It's not like really great, but like if I was playing a video game, I'd be happy with this kind of performance. Also, there's an invisible thing just here. Here it is. So I'm trying to run, but I'm running into what's actually the sky asset. So I just need to drop that sky asset nice and low so it's underneath the ground so that we don't run into it anymore. But yeah, so far so good. I'm going to cut now because I'm curious to see if we were able to see the first half of the video or just the second half. Also, it's getting kind of late, so I've got to think about editing this thing and submitting it for you. But I was able to get the main menu working, and I was able to get the mouse capturing working, which wasn't something I really thought about, but yeah, once you get into it, you do have to do it. So tomorrow we'll be doing the same thing, but we'll be doing the pause menu system. And I will leave links in the description for any tutorials that I may have followed along the way. Okay, last little clip for tonight. I realized, yeah, I have a little bit of time. Let me see if I can sort some stuff out. So I did look over the footage and I was able to see what I want you to see. So I'll run the project again because I have done it once more. And this time I was able to disable all those strange shadows. So at least what we're getting now is pretty much what we got in the editor. I just feel that now that I'm looking at it on a very like full screen, yeah, it's like what, 25 frames per second? It's not quite, maybe it's 30. I can't really tell, but it's definitely not 60. Because I know in the editor, let me show you actually. Let me show you. In the editor, if I look around with that speed, that pace that we have, and then I go unlit, oh, it's just so much smoother. So this is probably closer to what I would like for the performance, but this is obviously because there's absolutely no lighting, and so just having those lights on is going to cause a bit of slow down, but that's okay. As I was saying, I need to really look into optimization, but I just wanted to quickly see if I could sort out the shadows, and yeah, all my lights that I was timing to come up and down, they all had the setting to cast shadows on, so I just switched that off so none of them are casting shadows. And as you saw before, what we see in the thing is very similar to what we see in here. So in the executable, it's very much the same as in the editor, which is what I like. I like that level of consistency. If anything, it's still slightly smoother in the editor, but I think it's probably because the screen has been scaled down. And also, let's try that quickly. Maybe because this program is taking up so much of the memory on my computer, there's my editing going on. So now that that's not running, let's take a look, see how smooth it is. Also, I see that it does sort of jump to the center when it starts, but it's not really a problem. No, I can't really notice much difference. So yeah, we're gonna have to look into doing some more optimization as we go. But yeah, the main menu works, the mouse capture works, so the next stage is going to be working on the pause menu. And once I have a pause menu that's good, and maybe a little bit more optimization so it's a bit smoother, we'll be well on our way to doing something that's kind of fun and exciting. And we're going to have to go on to the big saving and loading, which might take the longest of all the features I've done so far, but that's just me going off my previous experience. And obviously my experience with Unreal is completely fresh, so I don't know how easy Unreal is going to make it for me. It might be pretty straightforward. It might not be straightforward at all. But we're going to try and relax, stay calm, and keep a nice, simple solutions is what we're looking for. Nice, simple solutions. Like with tutorials. There was like it was like an hour-long video. I won't mention it. I won't put it in the description because I didn't watch it. But I scrolled past it and it was an hour long, talking about mouse capture and mouse lock. And I'm sure if I sat through the entire video, it may be very informative. And further down the line, like with the pause menu and with any other in-game UI, because after we click new game, I might want to start the game with an in-game menu on until we want the cursor displayed and uncaptured at that time. So it might have been useful, but for my needs, I was just trying to get a very, have it uncaptured and free, have it completely locked. And I won't go into how I've managed all that right now because this video I think is long enough for the little bit of feature that I've displayed. And maybe I'll have some more time tomorrow to talk about it because a lot of today was consumed on just letting it compile and package for the very first time. And I'm happy to say it doesn't take that long all the times after. I was really worried because I like to be able to package it so that I can make sure that the product people are going to receive is the same as the product that I'm working on in the editor, because I can remember in Unity having this thing where everything was working really well in the editor and then I go to build the thing or compile it and then for whatever reason it's completely different in terms of functionality of certain features. And so trying to understand the discrepancies between things that occur within the game engine building environment and the game has been built and is independent environment. You'd think that they would be one-to-one, but oftentimes they're actually not. So that's why I like to be able to build as a part of the debugging process. And I was really worried thinking, oh, is it going to take like over an hour every time? Because then it's not really practical at all for me to be able to do that. But thankfully it was just the first time that it took probably about an hour. And now it only takes like 5 minutes, as you saw earlier. So thanks for watching. I won't ramble on too much. I'm going to finish editing and submit this now, and then I will see you all tomorrow.